you don't have to be nasty. Just give me an objection. You know, whatever payment you choose, or whatever term and cash down you choose. Say, Steve, I'd put 2,500 and I'd do 72, but I ain't doing that payment. That payment's too high.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's what I want you to do. Now, this only works if you've got the customer on a vehicle they can afford. Okay, if he truly can't stroke a check for $472 a month, then I got him on too much car. But this is for the customer that gives us the payment objection because that's what they've always done. And the salesman's always said, well, gee, where did you want to be? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, and then our growth flies out the window. Okay, so this is a Motor Trend certified vehicle.
Okay.
All right, we've been together for a couple hours, but maybe it's been 15 or 20 or maybe even 30 minutes since he last drove this Titan.
Right.
So I want to remind him about the Titan. I want to remind him what comes with the Titan. I want to go through the numbers. I want to tell the payment stories. I'm going to ask him to buy. He's going to object. Whenever I get an objection, whether it's from a customer or my wife, I always do two things. I empathize and then I isolate. Okay? All right, and then I move into a strategy to overcome it, and then I reclose. All right, so Gary, thanks for your patience. Look, we've had a good time today, and a lot of times people get all tense when we bring out the numbers, but you know what? You saw the numbers before they were ever printed on this sheet because you saw the numbers on the internet, right?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Now, I want to remind you that the Titan, which is what you like best about the Titan?
I like the room in the cab.
Okay.
I'm a bigger guy, and it was roomy for me.
Okay, excellent. And did it equip just the way you said it had to be equipped?
Yeah, I did it a four-wheel drive.
Bingo. And first choice of color?
It was the color I like, yes.
All right, because there's no such thing as a good deal in the wrong car or truck in this case. We've got the right truck.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So,
Don't forget, you're going to get the truck, but you're going to get a whole lot more than just the truck, okay? Initially, you're going to get a 6-month, 7,500-mile comprehensive warranty. Okay? Now, obviously, that can be extended, and I want you to look into that later. But you're going to get that warranty. You're going to get the paintless dent repair, which I told you will increase the resale value, keep the truck looking good at no cost to you.
Right.
You're going to get the windshield repair.
oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Cosmetic wheel repair.
That's good for my wife.
Road hazard, which is basically the tire and wheel coverage.
Okay.
Okay? And the roadside assistance for 6 months.
Okay.
Again, all of these can be extended. Don't forget, okay, 72-hour exchange. I doubt you'll be bringing this sucker back. But if it turns out that it wasn't big enough for you, bingo, you got the ability to bring it back and exchange it. And don't forget, even though you know what the price is already, you can't pay too much here.
Okay.
Because if you found the same truck with the same package of benefits that we provide somewhere else for less money, what did I tell you we'd do?
You refund the money.
Absolutely. Here is your opportunity. The initial price of that truck was $27,300. Okay. You own it for $23,800, which is a savings of $3,500. Well over 10% of the list price, okay?
Right, yeah.
Congratulations. You've got your taxes and fees here. With an initial down payment of $1,500, that would give you $24,349 to finance. Now, I've given you a couple other options here. With $1,500 down, I've given you two terms to look at. Now, the first term is what we call the shorter term. At a shorter term, Gary, you pay fewer finance charges, okay, because you're not borrowing the money for as long.
Right.
You build equity faster, which gives you the freedom to trade or sell it sooner if you so desire.
Okay.
And you get that title in your hands free and clear quicker. At 72 months, well, this is a more comfortable payment because we're going an additional year. It's not just more comfortable, it's also more flexible. You can gain many of the same benefits I just mentioned up here. You can just do it in your own time frame. Get a raise, get a bonus, win some money on the golf course, gambling at the track, wherever. Again, there's no prepayment penalty. All right? At $1,500 down, you've got two payment choices, $508 to $523 or $466 to $481. Now, if those payments don't suit you, you could put down $2,500 and lower your payment. You can put down $3,500 and lower your payment, or quite frankly, you could put down even more. Do me a favor, tell me which payment works best for you. Circle it, initial it, then okay it right down there.
Well, Steve, I'm okay with the $1,500 down But I don't want to go over 60 months, and
Okay.
I need to be more around that 470 a month payment range.
Okay, so at 60 months right now, as it stands, you'd be 508 to 523.
Yes, sir.
Okay, look, I understand, not a problem. I admire the fact you want to stay with a shorter term, and the fact that you don't want to pay that much doesn't make you an exception. Quite frankly, it makes you a normal human being. So we've got no problem with that. Other than the payment, though, everything else is cool. Nothing else will stop you from taking delivery,
No,
correct?
I think it's a truck I want to own.
Okay. You know what? Let's say that the payment ends up being 523 on the high side. All right? And that's at 60 months. Now, I know you don't want to, but if you make a $523 a month payment, which means you'd have to write out a check to a lender, you'd have to sign that check, and you'd have to either send it electronically or by mail to the lender. You, like everybody else, has got a problem with giving $523 a month for a truck, because that money just disappears, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay, well, you know what? Everybody knows that a car or a truck is going to depreciate.
Right.
But not everybody knows that in every single car or truck payment you make, there is a savings element to it. Okay? Now,
What do you mean by savings element?
it sounds crazy. I'm going to show you. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to make a $523 a month payment for 60 months. At the end of that term, when you've written that last check and sent it off in the mail, what comes back to you in the mail a couple weeks later?
Lien release for the,
A lien release and a title that's got only Gary's name on that title, right?
Right.
All right. Now, the question I've got for you is, you're making a brilliant purchase. What you're doing is you're buying a truck that has taken the biggest hits of depreciation that it's going to take. All right?
Okay.
From now on, the depreciation gets smaller and smaller and smaller. I'm going to use 27.3 because that's the list or book price of this vehicle. So you're buying a $27,000 vehicle. My question for you is, if you keep this vehicle in decent shape, not immaculate, but you don't crash it and trash it, what do you think it'll be worth 5 years from today?
and it's a what year? It's
2012. Right.
So it'll be, I think it would be worth at least $10,000 to $12,000.
Let's be conservative. Let's say it's only going to be worth $10,000.
Okay?
So when that title comes back to you in the mail, what you have in essence is a $10,000 piece of paper, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, because there's no lien,
Correct.
you don't owe a thing on it.
Right.
In fact, it acts just like a share of stock. You could borrow against it, you could sell it, or you could trade it, couldn't you?
Yes, sir.
Do me a favor, do you have a calculator on that phone?
I certainly do.
Divide 10,000 by 60.
Okay. 10,000 divided by 60 is 167 a month.
All right, you write the 523 check, you grit your teeth, and you send it off. But recognize this. Take 523 and subtract 167.
523. It's 356.
Gary, you're not paying 523 a month for that truck. Your net payment for this truck is $356 because of that 523, every single month, $167 is flowing straight back to your title. Now, let me ask you a question. Paying $356 for this truck makes a whole lot more sense, doesn't it?
Yes, if it was 5 years down the road.
Well, remember, every time you make you're starting with your first payment.
Right.
Literally with your first payment, you struck the check for 523. Remember, only 356 is going to the lender. 167 is going straight to your title. So your net payment is 356. That's what you're paying to drive the truck.
I see what you're saying.
I need your okay right there.
Okay.
And the reason he picked up on it is a Harley Davidson 3 years down the road holds
Correct.
75% of its MSRP.
That's all.
So they're paying nothing for those bikes. But is this mathematically correct?
No, yeah, it is.
Does the customer ever think about it like that?
No.
Never. Again, this is for the customer who's got a psychological problem with looking at the highest payment they've ever seen in their entire lives, which a lot of people are seeing when they buy a new or a used car. It's not for a customer who can't stroke a check for $523. If they can't stroke that check, this will not work.
Right.
Okay, they just look at you and say, well, nice math, I can't. Damn it, damn it, damn it.